chair. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. There's my girls. Alright, let me go get my stuff and get ready. We're gonna go talk to our friends this morning. We got things to say. Well, actually I don't, but good morning. We're having a little earthquake today. No, a real one, just the dogs came out with me and they're wrestling. And I started this before I had you positioned correctly. Good morning. Oh, it is Thursday, September 17th. This is CoronaVlog number 180. So come Saturday, Sunday, it'll be 6 months. I've been doing this. We've been doing this together for 6 months. Thank you for coming with me. Hey, that's the plant's water. Quit drinking it. They find all these little places that have water, which is a good thing. If we had lots of places, they would be getting rid of the water that's growing the mosquito larvae. Maize, no. But I have the lily out here, and they're drinking out of it. And I watered it yesterday, and so they're drinking out of its little tray. They're like, that's for the plant, you goofballs. Oh, didn't sleep great last night. Again. But, you know, what are you gonna do? I didn't read my meditation either. But I did try a new sleep aid tea that I will be trying again. It tasted yummy. I was in Little Blue yesterday and I got a package in the mail from the lovely Sarah, and it cheered me right up, I can tell you that. And it included Sleep Tight. Now, Sarah and I had done an exchange several years ago. I'm pretty sure it was an exchange. And she gave me some tea from this same company, Short and Stout Tea Company, called Blue Cloud, and I get decaffeinated Blue Cloud, and I love it. It's my favorite flavored decaf tea, and I have bought big bags of it several times since then. So I was excited to get some Short and Stout tea and Sleep Tight, which is really sweet. I did try it last night, but it probably takes longer than one night because I didn't sleep tight. But valerian root, passion flower, lemon balm leaves, rosemary, peppermint, fennel, aniseed, caraway, rosehip, and marigold. I could taste the licorice-y thing. She sent me a very nice note. Oh, look what she sent me, a pumpkin. This is going on my mantle. Fall is coming. It's pumpkin season. Pumpkin season. And a coaster. This is a knit coaster with little baubles. Little baubles. Now do you knit that from the middle out? I think maybe not. I don't know, but isn't that pretty? I love the yarn. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. And I didn't use it last night because I wanted to show it to you, but it's going on my table next to me, and it has inspired me to knit up some coasters because we have a collection of coasters. You know those cardboardy paper coasters you get at restaurants and bars? We've collected those over the years. We've gotten them all over from Australia, we've had them from all over the world. And we've been using those, but some little ratty munchkin dog. You guys, you know, you could take that out on the grass where it would be quieter. Their downspout. They've decided to play with their downspout, which Dennis threw on the deck when he mowed. I've just been talking for a while. I have to go back and listen to what I said because I got a phone call and I thought it went back on and it didn't, so I've been talking. Hold on. So my cell phone rang and turned off the phone and I didn't realize it and I kept talking. But I got some lovely things. I showed you my coasters that I got from Sarah. And she sent me these. Aren't they the cutest things? These are little llamas that you wrap your floss around to keep your floss nice. I will be using these for my dragons of Sumatra. I'm expecting my linen to come by sometime next week, I guess. I don't know if they actually did send it. I didn't go back and look. And look, this is our bird. This is a notebook. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful bird. I need to take a picture of this and send it to my daughter. She does freehand embroidery and she could do a beautiful job on that bird. Isn't that beautiful? And she sent me minis. Thank you, my dear. These are so cute. These are from Maker's Haven and from Lolo Did It Sparkle Socks. Crafty Toads have just done a video on highlighting patterns that use mini sets because they're into minis. These will probably go on my blanket, but oh, and it's starting to be blanket season again. Oh, that would be comforting to just sit and crochet. I have to. Maybe I'll bring that out. I end up with a big pile of bags next to my chair, you know. Oh, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that, but... And I just ended up with a video on my phone. I don't know about you, but when I'm like, you know, have my phone out on YouTube and the videos start playing and you can watch them, and if they have closed captioning, which I don't do, and I should probably try to figure out how to do. You can sit there and watch videos without the sound on. And I ended up watching a video on how this person deals with adding a new ball of yarn to her crochet. And she just loops the yarn around itself, and then, you know, so she has a loop of the yarn, old yarn, and then a loop of the new yarn going into the new ball, and she just crochets it in. Just like me, when I knit the two strands together, she basically does a loop, so she's got two strands and she just crochets it and keeps crocheting into the next loop, and voila, they're looped. I could do that for my blanket. That would be perfect for my blanket, instead of now I'm doing like a Russian join. You know, apparently if you're crocheting, there's no point in doing a Russian join. You might as well just crochet it all together. So that's good to know. And I was thinking, you know, so that got me thinking about my crochet blanket, and now I have some beautiful new minis. Although I do, you know, I do like a razzle dazzle, not razzle dazzle, but you know, some interesting whatever in my knitting. So, you know, could take some of these. I've been doing some sort of plain patterns, or, you know, I mean, I haven't been doing cables or lace or anything fancy. And if you just add a few stripes from minis into those sweaters, all of a sudden they really pop, you know. Something to think about with your minis. Something for me to think about, because I seem to be knitting a lot of sweaters. I worked on Ella's boxy yesterday. You know, I was feeling kind of blah, and I ended up watching Oh, I had my knit night. It was good to see the ladies. And I worked on my Ella's Boxy. I was knitting Ella's Boxy. And later, when I sat down again, I was like rewatching the British Baking Show. You know I'm feeling blah when I'm like, I've seen that show before. But I felt like I was accomplishing something because I was working on Ella's Boxy, which is a Christmas present. And I finished the front and started in on the back. So I am actually very near the end, you know, not too far off the end of that sweater, because once I finish the back and put them together, then I just have the sleeves, and the sleeves are only this long. And it'll be September, and I will have one of my Christmas sweaters done. That'll be crazy, right? But anyway, adding a little pop of color. But these will probably be going in my blanket, because, you know, it's starting to get to be blanket crocheting weather. So that's cool. But I am feeling like I'm doing, you know, feeling like cocooning. I got a book. One of my books came out of the library. Actually, 4 of my books that I had on hold came out of the library. I sent 2 of them back because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to read these books. So I, you know, extended my hold essentially. But one of them was The Poet by Michael Conley, which apparently he wrote earlier. He wrote the Harry Bosch books, which I like a lot. But this is called The Poet, and apparently wrote it in like 95 or something. But I made the mistake of reading the introduction, and the introduction was by Stephen King, saying this is a brilliant book, it's a brilliant piece of writing, it's a gorgeous novel, blah, 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 and it's terrifying. I was terrified, he said. And I'm like, I don't want to read a book that terrified Stephen King. Oh my God. You know, and this is not, you know, this is not sort of supernatural, magical, whatever, like Stephen King has in his books sometimes. I'm like, do I really want to read a book that terrified Stephen King? So I read a little bit of it, and then you know, I looked at Dennis and I said, I don't know how this is going to work, because this book is 900 and some pages on my phone. I can't read that many pages today. So this is a book that I'm going to have to read, you know, in pieces. So I don't know. I thought maybe about setting a timer. Read for an hour and then stop. And, you know, to practice that. But, I don't know. There's a part of me that doesn't want to read a book that terrifies Stephen King. So I might send that back and put it on hold again for later. And maybe I'll be in a different mood when it comes back around. The other book I got was The Nightingale, which is set in World War II occupied France, which also sounds like a nightmare. But apparently, that was another book that was recommended by the Crafty Toads in their book club. And they loved it. So I did finish the 10,000 Doors of January, which I really enjoyed and I recommend. And I sent that back to my library. I think the only one of these books that I'm really ready to read is if my Murderbot book comes, because it'll only take 2 hours to read. I'm feeling like I'm moving back into a cocooning phase where I only read books I read before and that kind of stuff. One author that I have several books, two books, well, many books I've read more than once, and 2 books I've read 10 times, were written by Lois McMaster Bujold, B-U-J-O-L-D. She writes both science fiction and fantasy. And she has a series of books about, space opera books about Miles Vorkosigan, and which I really love. So if you like adventure and great characters and good writing, that you might like the Miles Vorkosigan. But the first 2 books, chronologically, are the books about his parents. And the first book, and I don't remember the name of it, is about how they met. And the second book, Barrayar, B-A-R-R-A-Y-A-R, Barrayar is the name of their planet, is the story of right after his parents got married and the story of his birth. And it's a great adventure story that I really, really like. And I probably have read that book about a dozen times. And Dennis laughs at me. Back to Barrier, huh? I have it in paperback. I wish I had it in hardback. And I have it on my Kindle. I'm feeling like maybe it's time to go grab my Barrier. But the other book that she wrote that I have read many times is the first one in a fantasy series called The Curse of Chalion. And it's also a really good book, but it is a fantasy book, not science fiction. And it has one of the best opening scenes, I think, of any book I've ever read. Like the first chapter, you can just, the way it's written, I just love it. It's one of my favorites. But anyway, I may be going back to Lois McMaster Bugeaud in the next few days because I'm feeling like I want a cocoon. I'm feeling a little raw or a little blah or a little something like I was yesterday. I'm still kind of feeling that. Thank you so much, Sarah, for the gift. It just made me smile yesterday. It just really did. And that was so nice. But I think I'm just gonna, take care of myself and not worry about it and work on Ella's boxy because I can just work on it. Something I can finish. That'll be an accomplishment. That everything, like all the good things. All the good things. And I can't remember in the first part if I told you that Dennis and his mom are going out shopping today, so I'll be sitting with Garland for a little while, and then I have my physical therapy. And that's what's happening today outside the house, besides the dog walk, which will also be happening outside the house. And other than that, I'm just, I don't have any big plans. I'm gonna knit and work on my mental health, I guess. And that might mean giving back the poet, putting it on hold. I'll read it, maybe when it comes back I'll be in the better mood for it. I'm not sure. I'll maybe read a little more of it. I read about 60 pages on my phone, so I don't know how big those pages are, if they count as pages, just to see, but I don't, I'm not sure I want to read something that terrified Stephen King. There are not very many gauges you can go by, but I think that's one. So I might go for something a little more comforting. And go from there. I guess that's it for me today. I am going to go work on my mood and try to be a little more cheerful. Work on my sleeping. Thank you for the sleepy time tea. Sleep tight. Sleep tight. I will try it again tonight. Maybe I will take it up to bed with me and, read my book in bed a little bit, and then it'll be in closer proximity to my sleep time and might actually help. But I did enjoy the flavor of it a lot. And I will work on myself. I hope you are doing okay. We still have our high smoke in our upper atmosphere, which means does not bode well for what's going on out west. So I hope. Apparently people are putting things on, Twitter and places on the things that they're doing to help clear the smoke out of their air in their homes. Putting paper towels over fans and sucking the air through the paper towel. Apparently the smoke particles are actually quite large and so can get caught like in a paper towel. And that has helped them clear the air inside their house. What a thing. So, I hope you are keeping safe. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay safe.